Hello and welcome back to King Happy's Kingdom. This is my server tour. Today we're going to talk about quite a few things. This is my ender farm. You may or may not have seen it briefly. I did show it pretty quickly on one of my first ones to show the server off. The water here is to stop endermen jumping out and then teleporting around. They don't like the water, so they can't teleport into it. So that's why it's all covered in water. Now, today we're going to talk about projects. First of all, I do want to expand this farm. I'm getting people on the server now, so really it's a good thing to get faster experience. Even though it's quite fast, we want it even faster. And at the moment I've only got 7 spawning platforms. And I have seen a design on one of the servers that does stacked spawners, so they're not in lines. Each of these pads and along here got a piston pushing the enderman off as they spawn, but you can do so one up, one down in like crosshairs, and that makes them be able to spawn more often in different bits, and you can make it even taller that way. So I've only got 7 layers here. You can build it up to build the max height. At the moment I'm on, was it 28 wide? I think the top's about 110 or something. It's not very high at all. So they can go an awful lot higher. It can go all the way to 246? 246, around that. 256. Yeah, it should be 256. There. It should be 256. The other one was 128, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. Haven't played on that one for a while. So that's one of the things I want to be doing. At the moment it's quite efficient. It's okay for personal use, but as a server thing, it's not as good. And I do plan on changing this minecart system along here. I've still got the original building platform there, which I need to put the train track all the way through and enclose the area. Also need to build a whole building going to the end portal over here, so that you can actually get back without having any problems with endermen. So if we just go back on here, and yes, the server is starting to be built up with new people. I've got 1 new member, and I've started Nether hub, and I've got some footage explaining that and showing you a little bit about that, and I'll show you just after I show you this. So this is the pad here. Careful not to look at any endermen, because they will come and kill me. This obsidian pad here is the spawn for the end. So if you go through the end portal, that's where you arrive. You don't get any options, and you can't build anything. I'll put glass there, sorry. And you can't build anything on this bit, because as soon as someone comes through, it destroys everything on top of this bit. So on a building here for train station, and then the train track to go all the way straight away, instead of going in 2 bits like it used to. I need also a train track going up here, and going to the portal. I think that's what Ross has done. Yeah, you'll know him in a minute. And here's the end portal. So I made sure I killed the dragon quite close to the edge, so that I could get to this easy. So I have to come back through here to get back. And there you get the credits every time you go through, which is annoying. I think they need to update it so that you don't see the credits after the first time or so. Or there's an option where you can just turn them off. And it's back in my base when it loads up. That's the other problem with jumping back from the end. It's got to load up all the chunks again straight away, and it can be quite intensive on the server. So you see my slime farm still loading up. We'll just wait for this to load. And while this is loading, I'll show you the starting footage of the Nether hub. See you in another bit. Today we are attempting to build a Nether hub. This is the hub that from the spawn there's a portal. You go in the portal and you get to Nether. Then you go from the Nether to your destination via rail track. You get to your own Nether portal then, which then leads you to your own part of the whole Minecraft world, which should be quite a way away from anyone else's bases. And here is my first resident. This is Ross. Say hi, Ross. See if he can type. He's a friend from a long time ago, so that's why he's here. There we go. And I think we'll get back to you when we've got a bit more done. Well, I've never ever seen this before. This must be where 1.2.5 snapshot meets 1.3. I don't know if anyone else has seen this before, but this is not good. Even a little bit of water coming out of there. Now I've got to try and find my way back home, so good luck to me. And there we go. We've built his portal. He's gone away for a little bit, but his portal's over there. And we've gone through and checked it, and it's a long way away from my base, so it's about 1,000 blocks away at least, so there's plenty of space there for us to build out. And I'm going to go back and find spawn and write it down, just in case, and then I'm going to go back to my base. Yep, this is spawn. Some nice chickens. And let's write this down, and then we'll carry on later. See you in a while. And welcome back. I did have a problem with my massive sand door with the tripwires, which is really unfortunate. I had to break this one so it doesn't actually put it back up anymore, because that portal over there is the entrance to my base. So from spawn you'll go through the nether portal, you'll then go through a path, probably a rail cart, to the portal on the other side of this one, and then you go through that portal and you end up here. And then, because the way I set this up, it opened on this one, no, closed on this one, so if you're running from this side, if it was closed already, it would stay closed, and then when you hit this one, it would make it all drop down, so you can go in. And then you go to nether, then you come back, and then when you go this way, this one just makes it open, so it's okay, and then this one would make it close. I will just make an example of this. See, I just moved the tripwire so it didn't work. So if I was in the base, I walk this way. This one won't do anything. This one activates the door. So then I go to nether, come back, walk through over this one. This one doesn't do anything now. And then walk this way, and it all goes up again. Which is very nice, even though I have to do weight here because of the distance from the usable distance to the door, unless I move the door backwards, but underneath here is a whole cavern, so it's not that good to do that. So I've had to break this so that at some point I will put tripwires on the other side and link them up. It shouldn't be that hard, but stuff underneath here is quite complicated. There is about, hang on, there's these on each side, so that's 33, 60, there's about 200 repeaters, and a lot of redstone going across. There's even redstone repeaters between the redstone repeaters to make it work. It's quite a complicated one, so I will fix this at some point, but at the moment I'm just going to have to disable it, which is sad because I do like it. And before we leave for the nether, to show you the progress, I was going to enchant something. I'm going to enchant a pickaxe. You can never have enough enchanted pickaxes. It's a good one, not a silk touch or a wow, mind blank. Whoa, mind blank. It's not a fortune, there's the one. Sorry about that. Anyway, today we're going to have a look at how to get from my portal, which goes to the portal in Nether, and then from that one to the hub. Now when I built this world, I'm getting achievements because I changed the snapshot. I planted roses here. Yes, the hub is over there somewhere, and from there, well, right near the hub, over here, actually we'll go this way, and because of where it is, yes, I was saying, I built this before I was planning to do a hub and planning to invite more people on, because it was just my single player on a server, and I just picked a random place quite a way away from the spawn which had slimes. I used a slime program to find out which chunks were the slime chunks, and then I found a slime area that I actually wanted to pick with lots of slime chunks around it, and I picked that. But then I decided to make my base there, and permanent base there, and I was worried that I'd have to count blocks and things to try and get the portal to come back to my new base just in time, because they have to be so far away from each other and so near each other to do things. And I was worried that the spawn, if you went through the spawn portal, I was worried that when you returned through it, that you would just return back to my base instead of the portal, which would have spoilt the whole thing really, and would have to make my base the base really for the whole portal. So up here is the first bit of fortress I found. It's one I used to get the stuff to then kill the ender dragon and for my potions and everything. I love nether brick, so I do try and collect it when I can. Oh, there's a magma cream over there. Magma slime. It's a big one. I will kill it. Oh. He's having a bath. In lava. Lovely. If only I could do that. Well, I can with potions, but all the time I want. So this is the way up. So over there, this big block here that I've blocked off is a blaze spawner, and it happens to turn out really convenient because I think it's over, just over there is the hub. Well, I was meant to have deactivated this one actually. It's still spawning. Where are you spawning from? Obviously not a very clean job I did. And yes, I was saying, where are they? Is there a gap inside? Might be above. Anyway, I've enclosed this to try and stop the spawning. You got to block off the area around them. I think it's one high and one below, and it's about 8 wide square to make them stop spawning. That's the area of spawning. And up there is where I want to be going. So at the moment it doesn't connect, and I've got to make it connect. So it's very convenient because the hub portal is there, and then you can have a train track down here to a farm, and then I can have a train track from there, that way over there, to my base. And as you saw in the recording, the hub is over there, and then further that way is Ross's hub. So I'm going to pause, I think, until I've done this. I'll find out where to build it, and I'll just build a staircase. So I'll see you in a bit. And I've done a bit, but there is a absolutely massive magma cube there. That is a seriously big one. I just thought I'd point it out. And as this is going to be a spawner and a little farm, I will want to mine the whole area and make a big building out of it. So any ideas how to furnish that? I've seen a few videos on it before, which I quite like, but I want to make a nice big continuous thing so you can just go by and then have a look at it, or you can keep going to the next place. Because as my hub is over there, his hub is over there, I either have to have someone going that way, or that way, or that way, or over here. Ooh. That's it, blow yourself up. Lucky it's made out of stone and not netherrack, because they can destroy things like netherrack with their blasts. That's why it's made out of stone, if you're wondering. And also I have an abundant supply of this stone, as you may have seen if you've seen my EXP guide to 1.3, where I found out how many cobblestone to stone smelting it takes to go from 0 to 30, which on the old snapshots you could do it in probably, I don't know, 12 stacks or something, but now it takes over 4,000 blocks to get to level 30, so it was actually over 2.5, well, just about 2.5 chests worth, double chest that is, which is a lot. So I'm going to be going over there. It's high enough now, so I'll pause when I get there. Pause till I get there anyway. Hug the pigman. Hug, 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 hug. You just want to be loved, don't you? You ugly little yummy thing. Anyway, I finished this, so I can now get from my base to here. Although I will have a proper one. Well, this one will become the path to the farm. My proper one should go directly to my base over there. And here is the salt portal, as you see. Got some extra stuff in there. Don't really need any of that at the moment. So here's the first one. I need a whole minecart system here, with different tunnels going to each thing. So this is Ross's tunnel, where we've just started it. We haven't bricked it over, we haven't put anything in it, we've just built it and got a portal. And he hasn't even started his base yet, but we've done the portal. At the moment you can see it's very unsafe, because it's made out of netherrack. Gas can blast it up. You can see he's fallen off there and had to stack back up. So we'll help him by putting some stone in. I will allow him to diminish my stone supply, as I have 4 or 5 double chests worth of this, and can always get some more. Because the gas has really gone at this. It was all 3 wide. There we go. Oh, he's even got a enchanting room. He has moved the portal though. He's killed the portal. Ah. Well, we can't go look through then. He's very enchanting room. I've left him most of the stuff. This is most of my rail. I will be using some of that as well to get to and from things. Oh, I didn't know he'd done that. Well, I'm sure I can talk to him when he's on next, and work out what he's doing with that. But it's far enough away. I did check where you end up through that portal. It's about 1,000 squares away from my base, so it's far enough, but you could go further. So his minecart will go that way. Yes, it could go further, I guess. And I've got to find where the shortest way is between here and my base. It doesn't have to be the shortest. I don't really plan on dying or going to spawn that often. The only thing you do is come here, then go to someone else's base and have a look. Maybe help them with something, which I'm sure I will do. Or give them some free stuff, which I think would be the first thing. Yes, and I think my base is down, well, my portal is down over there somewhere. I can see torches down there. So either me or him has been there. Actually, down there might be my base, my portal. It's not really a safe way to get down in here. Especially not with ghasts. You're moving too fast, ghast. Okay, I'm gonna dig down and recontinue. That's better. Go on, drop. I didn't drop an eye. A tear, I mean. So I got a tear from another one a minute ago. But I'll dig down and I'll resume and see if that is my base down there. Well, I hit the bottom, so here goes nothing. There we go. Means I've got to build something up to that. I don't like this lava here. We have none of that, thank you. Wait for that to dissipate. Now, I have a feeling... I'm not sure. I don't think this was me mining this. It might have been. I haven't been down this bit for a very long time, if I have been here. Wow. Well, there you go. That is the quick way to my base. I just need to connect up a minecart and join the two bits, and then that's the way to my base done. And I'll pause when I've done a bit more. I did burn to death, and I resumed because I thought that a skeleton had spawned in here. I didn't know how, but it seems that he was just glitching through the floor. So I'm hoping it's night time out there, because I've been trying to lighten it all up around it so that the mobs spawn more quickly in my mob trap, which is the big glass thing in the middle of the base. And I've got to get my stuff now. I get walking through a bit of lava, little tiny bit of lava on the floor, so I'm definitely going to block that up now, as you see. Here's my stuff. Hope none of it's burnt. I know my bow went into this. It's just safe. I'm glad I didn't bring a very good bow, not compared to my other ones anyway, because the only thing you hit in here is ghasts, and to be honest, they're one-shot kills, so it doesn't really matter too much what you use. I think that's everything. Really hope it is. You see anything else? No, I can't. Oh well, I won't miss it even though I lost it. I've only got old picks with me, apart from this one. They're only rubbish picks basically, that I'm just burning out. So I'm going to go down there and I'm going to build a nice platform up. See you in a bit. And welcome back. We've nearly connected up the different train tracks. So I should pop into my going up bit any second now. And then I've already connected it to the main hub. So here we are. This is the level that it will come out at. I might go down before. Whoa! I want a nice long bit because I want to do some train track farms. So when you go from the hub to the base, you can click a button and you can like harvest melons or pumpkins or that such thing. I might do a whole load of pumpkins, a whole load of melon, and some other things. I've seen some people do mushrooms, and you could do cocoa beans and that sort of thing. And just so you can push it, the pistons will break the plants, and then when you go along the train track you'll just pick them up in your inventory with very little waste. And I've got so many sticky pistons, it's not funny, so this is definitely a project I want to do at some point. So I want the longest flat area I can, so I will dig this down and then make it come up just at the end. So I'll show you what I've done so far. This goes all the way down to my portal, and then this bit goes along here, and we come out at the hub. So my portal door will be around here, and his one is there for Ross. So they could have ones going that way, and you keep going. Blaze farms over there is the same. So I will dig this down, probably starting around here. I've got the faster pick on because I got tired of using the unbreakings, because they're just not as fast. But they do last a long time, and that's what you should be using them for, because netherrack is quick enough on its own. So I'm just going to dig this out, and then I'm going to put in some stone in the bottoms, and I'll get back to you for the finished part. Before all the tracks and everything else anyway, just the basic part. See you in another bit. And here we go. I've done it 3 wide. I will need to make it thicker because ghast can shoot through corners. So where it's just like this, they can shoot through to this block. So if there's something here, say like a redstone wire or a piece of track, they can shoot the bottom bit and then break it from the other side. So what I want to be doing is powering the rails with levers, and you can now place levers upside down in 1.3, so they can go on the bottom of the blocks where the powered rail, and then I need to close the whole area. And there's been a lot of ghasts, which are quite pesky. So yes, the bottom needs to be enclosed of this, and I need a whole ring over the top. I can make it out of iron bars and things like that, so they can't shoot through, but still be able to see through. I think they can break glass, so that doesn't work unless I have something over top of that afterwards. But this is what I've done so far. Taken quite a while. Made sure it all lines and everything. I'm really surprised that it's actually that close to the portal. I think when the next person joins I need to make a longer tunnel somewhere else, so the next one will be... Ooh. Might need to cover that up. The next one probably start here, but then keep going further, and maybe around the corner. And I need to make another one, so if the whole server does expand a huge amount, I can make a long track down here, or just a pathway that goes to hub number 2. So that'll come here, and then there'll be a whole other set of portals for this, which I'd have to build. You're really being pesky, aren't you? Be okay if they drop lots of tears. Could do with some regeneration potions, but they don't drop them very often. No tear again. And what I really would like to find is another nether fortress, because I like to use a lot of nether brick, and it's in short supply and it's hard to get really, and I want to decorate all this. I need a theme for the whole hub. I know I've seen some that do sandstone slabs, so their zombie men can't spawn more. Can't spawn. But I don't know. It's going to be quite big. So if you've got any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. I'd love to hear some suggestions from Ross and any other potential server members. And I think I'll end this one off for this one. It's been quite a while. I've got quite a lot done, even after all these stupid ghasts. So I'll see you next time on Happy's Kingdom. Bye for now.